Skol, Vikings faithful. Welcome back to the channel where we bleed purple and live for Minnesota Vikings football. Today, we're diving into the offseason madness. Our roster is stacked on both sides of the ball, and GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah has been swinging for the fences. But the question burning in every fan's mind is, what's next for our squad? Picture this. After a brutal end to last season, blowout losses to the Lions and Rams exposing every weakness, Kwesi didn't just sit back. Nope, he opened the checkbook, outspending every team except the rebuilding Patriots. Free agency's been a whirlwind, and with the NFL draft just a month away on April 25, 2025, the Vikings are primed for something huge. So, grab your horns and settle in, because we're breaking down where Minnesota stands today, what holes we've plugged, and where we still need to strike. Are we Super Bowl bound? Or is there more work to do? Let's unpack this roster roller coaster together. Stick around for the ride. Alright, Vikings fans, let's start with the offense, because holy Skol, it's looking juicy. J.J. McCarthy's the key. If he's the franchise QB we drafted him to be, Kevin O'Connell's about to cook up something electric. This ain't your grandpa's Vikings offense. We've got weapons and a line that's finally worth bragging about. Check this out. 5 starters, plus fullback C.J. Ham, have Pro Bowl nods on their resumes. Ryan Kelly at center, Will Fries at guard, and Christian Darrisaw at tackle when he's healthy? That's a wall Detroit's D-line wishes they could crack. Add in Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, and newcomer Rondale Moore's blazing speed, and I'm drooling already. But here's the tease. What's the weak link? Backup QB screams for a vet like Ryan Tannehill or Joe Flacco to mentor JJ. And left guard? Blake Brandel's holding it down. But should we bring back Dalton Reisner or draft a rookie Mauler? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I need to hear your hot takes. Let's zoom in on that offensive line, Vikings Nation. It's been a pain point for years, but not anymore. Signing Kelly and Fries in free agency was like finding gold in the Mississippi River. These guys are battle-tested, and with Darrisaw, they're giving McCarthy the pocket he needs to sling it. Now, imagine this. Last season, Sam Darnold was running for his life against the Rams in the playoffs. Sacked left, right, and center. Fast forward to 2025, and our interior line's a fortress. But suspense hangs in the air. Can Brandel hold up at left guard? Or do we need competition? Skewell's our new swing tackle, but depth's still a question. Here's where it gets spicy. O'Connell's got a month until the draft to decide. Do we snag a guard early? Or trust Brandel between 2 studs? You tell me, fam, what's your dream pick at number 24? Hit the comments because Vikings news is buzzing, and we're all in this together. Weapons check, Vikings fans. This offense is loaded with playmakers. Aaron Jones is still a beast, but enter Jordan Mason, traded from the 49ers, and suddenly our run game's got thunder and lightning. Then there's Rondale Moore, a speed demon who's gonna keep defenses guessing. Picture this scene. Moore jets across the field on a jet sweep, McCarthy fakes the handoff, and Jones rumbles for 20 yards. O'Connell's playbook is about to get wild. Last year, he didn't have this kind of firepower. But hold up. Tight end and wide receiver depth? Still thin. Hawkinson's a stud. But who's backing him up? Teaser alert. The draft's coming, and a late-round running back or a pass catcher could be in play. What do you think, another weapon for JJ or shore up elsewhere? Let's debate it below. Your voice matters in this Vikings faithful convo. Defensive roll call. Skol Squad. This unit's a monster. 6 starters with Pro Bowl creds, including Jonathan Greenid, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Byron Murphy Jr. from just last year. Brian Flores turned us into the number 2 defense in DVOA and EPA per play in 2024. Now he's got even more toys to play with. Flashback to last season. Our D was a brick wall, but the interior line? A weak spot exposed in the playoffs. Enter Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, free agency hauls that could change everything. Pair them with our edge rushers and QBs are in for a long day if these guys stay healthy. Here's the cliffhanger. Are Allen and Hargrave the missing pieces for a Super Bowl run? Health's the X factor, and I'm on edge waiting to see. What's your confidence level in this D-line, Vikings fans? Sound off. I'm pumped to hear your takes. Let's talk that interior D-line, fam. because this is Vikings news you can't sleep on. Allen and Hargrave aren't just upgrades, they're game changers. Last year, we ranked 28th in interior pressures with 47, pathetic. Now, these two bring elite pass rush juice right up the gut. Imagine this. Allen stonewalls a run, Hargrave collapses the pocket, and Greenid cleans up the sack. Flores has been blitzing like a madman to compensate. Now he might not have to. But suspense looms, both are over 30, both battled injuries in 2024. Can they hold up for 17 games? Tease time. The draft's a month away. Do we double down with a young tackle like Oregon's Derek Harmon? Depth's never a bad idea. What's your gut say, Skull Nation? Hit the comments. Let's keep this Vikings hype train rolling. Cornerback crew, Vikings faithful. Let's break it down. Re-signing Murphy Jr. and adding Isaiah Rodgers and Jeff Okudah in free agency? That's depth with upside. Rodgers could be a rising star. And Okudah is a former number 3 pick looking to revive his career under Flores magic. Flashback. Our secondary held tough last year, but losing Cameron Bynum stung. Keeping Harrison Smith and Josh Metellus was clutch, and these new guys fit Flores' aggressive scheme like a glove. Still, I'm chewing my nails, corner depth solid, but is it elite? Here's the hook. Shaq Griffin's still out there, and signed. Do we snag him, or draft a lockdown corner early? You're the GM now, fam. What's your move? Drop it below, because Vikings news doesn't sleep, and neither should our roster. Safety spotlight, Skull fans. Our back end's got grit. Smith and Metellus are rocks, near Pro Bowl level, and losing Bynum didn't break us. Add in Eric Wilson and Tavier Thomas for special teams juice, and this defense is deep. Flores is grinning ear to ear right now. Picture this. Metellus picks off a pass, Smith lays a hit, and our corners lock down the edges. Last year's number 2 ranking wasn't a fluke, but depth at safety and corner? Still a question mark. Injuries hit hard, and we can't afford a repeat of that Rams playoff meltdown. Suspense builds. Do we draft a safety like Georgia's Malachi Starks at number 24? Or grab another corner? What's your call, Vikings Nation? Let's hash it out in the comments. I'm dying to know where you stand. Special teams shout out, fam, the unsung heroes. Wilson and Thomas aren't just depth, they're special teams aces. Last year, our units were solid, but every edge counts in the NFC North. These signings show Kwesi's not messing around. Imagine this. Thomas muffs a punt return, Wilson flies downfield for a tackle. It's the little plays that win games. But here's the tease. Are we set, or do we need more? The draft could bring a return specialist or another gunner to elevate us. What do you think, Skull Squad? Are special teams our secret weapon or just good enough? Hit the comments, your input fuels this Vikings news fire. Draft countdown, Vikings fans. 1 month to go. April 25th, 2025, is circled in purple. We've got the 24th pick and only 4 selections total. Free agency filled holes. But with $30 million in cap space left, Kwesi's got options. Where do we strike next? Flashback to free agency. Kelly, Fries, Allen, Hargrave big wins. But depth at corner, safety, and D-tackle? Still shaky. Allen and Hargrave's injury histories scare me. Do we grab a guy like Derek Harmon to groom behind them? Or a corner to pair with Rodgers? Tease alert. A trade down feels likely. More picks, more depth. What's your dream draft haul? Fam? Drop it below. Let's dream big for our Minnesota Vikings. Quarterback insurance, Skull Nation. This one's huge. J.J. McCarthy's our future, but at 22 he needs a safety net. Ryan Tannehill's name is floating around, veteran savvy, Titans experience. Joe Flacco's another option, Super Bowl cred and still slinging it at 40. Picture this nightmare. J.J. tweaks an ankle and we're stuck with a rookie backup. Last year's Darnold chaos taught us, depth matters. Tannehill could steady the ship, but suspense hangs. Will Kwesi pull the trigger, or roll the dice on J.J.'s health? What's your take, Vikings faithful? Vet backup or trust the kid? Hit the comments. I'm on pins and needles for this Vikings news drop. Offensive depth dive. Fam. Let's talk skill positions. Mason and Moore join Jones, Jefferson, and Hawkinson electric, right? But tight end and receiver backups? Thin as a Minnesota winter. The drafts are shot to load up O'Connell's arsenal. Imagine this. A late-round tight end snags a red zone TD, or a rookie receiver stretches the field. Last year, we leaned hard on our stars. Depth could have saved us in the playoffs. Suspense builds. Do we prioritize here or trust the starters? Tease time. Who's your sleeper pick for depth? Skull Squad? Drop it below. Let's keep this Vikings hype alive. Defensive depth check. Vikings fans. This D's stacked, but not invincible. Allen, Hargrave, Greenid, Van Ginkel studs. But corner and safety depth? Shaky. Phillips, Cashman, and Metellus are beasts. Yet injuries could expose us like they did last postseason. Picture this. Rodgers goes down and Okuda's thrust into the spotlight. Can he handle it? Shaq Griffin's still unsigned. Tempting, right? And D-tackle depth? Allen and Hargrave's age means we need youth. The draft's looming, and I'm buzzing. What's your fix, fam? Corner, safety, or another lineman? Sound off. Vikings news thrives on your passion. Roster roundup, Skull Nation, where we at? Offense is explosive, McCarthy, a beefy line, and weapons galore. Defense? Top-tier talent with Flores pulling strings. Free agency was a home run, but depth's the final frontier. The NFC North ain't playing around. Flashback to those blowouts. Lions and Rams crushed us. Now, we're built to fight back. But suspense lingers. Can we stay healthy? Will depth hold? With $30 million and the draft, Kwesi's got moves left. Are we contenders or pretenders? Tease alert. Super Bowl dreams or bust? What's your prediction? Vikings faithful? Drop it below. I'm all ears for your takes. Skull wrap up. Vikings fans. What a ride. Our roster's stacked. Offense is fire. Defense is fierce. And the draft's our next shot at glory. From Allen and Hargrave to McCarthy's potential, Minnesota Vikings news is popping off. But we're not done yet. Kwesi's got work to do. Reflect with me. Last year's pain fueled this offseason's gain. Now we're a month from the draft, $30 million to spend, and a fan base hungry for a ring. What's the one move you're begging for? Corner depth? A QB vet? Let's keep this convo rocking in the comments. Here's the call. Fam. Smash that like button if you're hyped for 2025. Subscribe if you're new. Join the Skull Squad. Share this with your Vikings crew. And let's build this purple army together. Until next time, Skull Vikings.